What's up, Gemini? This is Jesse with 44 Astro with a general tarot reading for the new moon coming up on November 13th, which is actually my birthday. I am a Scorpio, and my birthday is November 13th. It's going to be at 4:27 a.m. It's going to be in the 19th mansion of the moon, which is a pretty auspicious one. It's a scorpionic, clearly, because it's 22 degrees Scorpio, so it's very scorpionic, and it's in Scorpio, this new moon. Also, while the sun is in Scorpio, and it's going to be in a little stellium with the sun, the moon, and Mars. And for you to be in your 5th or 6th house, depending on the degree of your ascendant. So this is looking like maybe Geminis are going to want to get in shape, but for the purposes of attracting a mate, because that's what Scorpio is all about, is the sexual aspect of things. And that's what the 6th house is about physical health. And then 5th house, if it was your 5th house, that's the house of self-expression. The way you look, you may want to change it in a way and express yourself in a specific way, but it's going to be powered by really heavy sexual energy because you have the sun touching Mars and then the moon also touching the sun and Mars at 22 degrees Scorpio. So it's going to be really powerful sexual energy coming up on my birthday. Go figure. But I am also a Scorpio. I'm a heavy Scorpio too. So I'll probably feel this a lot. And if you have anything natally in your birth chart in Scorpio, or that would aspect that specific spot in Scorpio. But I would say specifically if you had like a planet there in your natal chart, like let's say you have a planet in Scorpio around that degree, you're going to want to know kind of what planet that is. So you're going to know how it influences you. And then you may feel effects from that planet that was there, even though it's not there now, was there natally because it's going to be touching that stellium. It's going to be some powerful energy. But that's going to be some stuff I have to break down once I actually start getting into the astrology. And if I ever get to the point where I'm doing natal chart readings and stuff, which hopefully I get there. Mind the cat. It's making noise. But that's what they do. Get you a moon card here, get an overall energy for Gemini. I hope all y'all been doing well. I hope y'all have a really good holiday season. Thanksgiving, Christmas, great time of year. It's my favorite time of year, but I was also born this time of year, so maybe I'm biased. All right, let's get you a moon card. Looks like you got some powerful energy here. Calm down, kitty cat. My pets are really giving it to me today. I mean, they normally mess with me in the readings to some extent, but they're really going at it today. Oh, right there. Work through your fears. Okay. And new moon in Scorpio. And this is a new moon in Scorpio. Let's go figure. It's really interesting for you, Gemini, that I drew that card. And this is a new moon in Scorpio, so we need to, I think you ought to listen here, Gemini. Whatever's going to come out is probably going to be pretty, at least for some of you. I mean, it's a general reading, and the timing will be different for everyone, but it's definitely got some synchronicity already. Okay, so this is the current situation or the current question. So it looks like walking away from someone that's like this in your life. I mean, you have the High Priestess, but you also have the Emperor, but it looks like you're asking if you should walk away from whoever this is. It could be like maybe you're worried about secrets. Now, I don't know who this individual is. It could be like a boss at work. It could be an aspect of yourself, being Gemini, because Gemini is the twins. Gemini a lot of time have different versions of themselves. If you really get to know a Gemini, at least two, you'll see two versions. It could be just like I don't know if I see any cards here necessarily says your significant other. I don't really see any like relationship cards. It could just be somebody in your life. It could be a parent even. It's like being hard on you in some way. Or it could be you being hard on yourself. I mean, these are two really different energies right here. These are opposite energies. And if you look at these pillars, Joshin and Boaz, the pillars are actually represented by Gemini, even though this card isn't represented by Gemini. Those pillars are the pillars of Gemini, because once you figure out Gemini, like once you figure out the two polarities and you get them brought together, it makes the gateway, which is those two pillars that you walk through. And it's actually the Pleiades. But I'm not going to go into all that either. But the Pleiades is a constellation that, if you look it up, there's a lot of history to it. The Seven Sisters. And one of them's actually hidden in the sky. I'm not going to go into all the mythology. But it looks like you're asking if you should walk away from something, a situation. It could be two specific people. It could be a mother and father. It could be could be like, it could be your significant other. If like, for example, Gemini, this was you, because like I said, the pillars, then you may be walking away from this individual or asking if you should. Or it could be that you feel like whoever this is in some way is keeping secrets. Or maybe you know that they're keeping secrets. And you're like, I'm walking away. And you're asking, that's what the question is, or that's the current situation. Or maybe they walked away from you. And these could be two different people. It'd be a really intuitive, kind of mysterious individual with the high priestess, male or female. And then with the emperor, they're going to be in your face. It's going to be like somebody that's overbearing, like, or they just have some kind of prominent stance in your life for whatever reason. And the current path that you're on looks like you really can't see the way forward. It's like you're in your mind about it, right? But it's like you're trying to understand the give and take in this relationship, whatever this relationship is. And it could definitely be work, right? Because this is give and take. And if that is your boss, maybe you feel like you need to be given more, that kind of thing. They feel like they're taking more from you. Maybe it's the government. You're like, quit taking my taxes. I'm with you on that. I don't know if I see the Hierophant here. I see the devil. Taxes are the devil. But then you also have the magician. So it's like you're trying to create a different dichotomy of give and take within within whatever this relationship is, or whatever this situation is. Could be inside yourself too, because these are very opposing energies, like I said. But you could be one of these individuals too. Maybe you're the in your face one. I won't say overbearing. It's a crude word. 'Cause you can be assertive and in your face and not be an overbearing individual. You could just be someone like me. It's like really high energy, likes to talk, likes to move when they talk, that kind of thing. And then this person is the person you think is keeping secrets. And then you're like, should I walk away? Or how do I fix this relationship, kind of thing. And it's like you can't see the way out, or you can't see the way forward. And it could be that you think the secrets are being held from you in some way. Definitely could be that, because that's what that card can represent, is secrets for sure. But it can represent intuition too, and like divine wisdom. And it could be, but you're walking away from it, so it doesn't feel like that you're not going to walk away from divine wisdom. Who would do that? So it doesn't feel like it can be that. It feels like it's specific people. And it feels like you're trying to manifest a different version of the give and take in this relationship. Or you feel like you're giving too much, right? And you're trying to figure out the give and take. And it could be a money thing too. And on this path, this is a different path. Some Geminis may be on this path. Some Geminis may be on this path. Some Geminis may go down both paths eventually. The timing will be different from everybody, because everybody was born at a different time, and everybody's got Gemini interacting in their chart a different way. So some of you, this may have even already happened. Some of it may be coming, and some of it may be in the midst of it. This is another path. And you got the Chariot. This is a nice path. You got the Chariot, the Ten of Cups, and the Ace of Pentacles. This is like a new opportunity. It may be that you're a car salesman, or that you work at something like that, like a car dealership, and you're like, I want to sell cars, and you're going to make lots of money doing it. Maybe you own a car dealership, something like that. But I doubt that's what it is. I think it's moving forward with a new opportunity, like some new opportunity is going to come in. You have a potential to do really big, be really happy. And this is probably the other option, right? In this path, you're moving forward. Regardless, you're making progress either way. You're moving forward. Whatever path you choose, or however you decide to deal with this individual or these individuals or just this situation. And this one, you're just moving forward and figuring it out. And it looks like it's a new opportunity that comes from that. And it's going to bring the happy home, the family, the money, the house, all that good stuff. And you could even say the car, because you got the Chariot right there. But it's definitely moving forward. It's moving forward victoriously. Your advice is all money. Looks like it's give and take in money. This is give and take in money, because it's give and take up here, and you get the give and take card right here with money specifically. And the advice, I think the advice is saying be generous here. Well, no, not necessarily. As a matter of fact, I think it's gonna be the opposite, because you got the Four of Pentacles here. After looking at it a second time, I realize it's probably telling you to be very practical with your money. Be very careful with the give and take. This is giving, right? This is also giving. This is literally you giving for sure. I would say this is you giving. This is you giving, right? This is saying you need to hold on to your money. Hold on to your money right now. Even if you get a bunch of money, because it looks like some kind of big opportunity is coming in. It's saying be smart with it. That's what this guy is. He's very smart with money. So it's saying be smart with your money right now. And this is the time of year there's going to be a lot of spending because of Christmas. Like the give and take is very important this time of year. And the whole aspect of this time of year, a lot of people don't understand that like Christmas, for example, is based off of what you call Saturnalia. Saturnalia. And they practice it in Rome. And it's even based off of older traditions. But Saturnalia is where they worship Saturn. And what the Romans did, the ones that owned slaves, they would let the slaves be the masters for like 2 weeks. So basically, they gave of themselves and let the slaves be the masters in the time of Saturn, by the way, and during Christmas, because that's the time of Saturn, Capricorn, is when you're going into Capricorn. They did it for 2 weeks, and that's the way they give. And so this time of year, the give and take is very important. If you're someone that has a lot and takes in a lot, it's a good time to give. Give a lot if you can, because that's what Capricorn and Saturn's about. He's got restrictions on you. That's what the ring represents, boundaries. He's restrictive. Even people that are very wealthy, but I have like a lot of Capricorn or Saturn in their chart, they'll live in like a normal house, like a normal car, and have like 60 million in the bank. That's people with that's what that energy can do. It can make you very powerful and make you make a lot of money, but you're going to be very conservative in the way you express it, you see. And it also depends on how it would fall in the natal chart. And the outcome's got a Capricorn card in it. It's got the devil and squabbling and destiny. So the outcome's looking like, whatever's happening with this, whatever the situation you're finding yourself in, as far as like if especially if it's arguments going on, and it could be you could feel chained to it. You could be feeling chained to a person for sure, right? You could be feeling chained to a job, and some of you may have substance addictions or like to drink a lot, or like maybe not even a lot, but amount that isn't really healthy for your body. Let's say that. I know me, I drink far more than I should, and I've been trying to cut back a lot on it recently, to be honest. But it's destiny. You're gonna have to go through this. There's gonna be some kind of like big opportunity over here for those that are on this path, which is nice, and you're gonna be moving forward victoriously. But it's telling you there's something with the give and take. You must be careful about maybe who you give to, but realistically, I think it's just like spending on the holidays. You need to be careful, even if it feels like you have a lot. And it's like I said, give if you can for sure. But this is saying like save your money. That's what it really feels like. It feels like you're gonna get some like big lump sum of money, and you're gonna have this opportunity to like, however you get that lump sum of money, or however you get this opportunity that's gonna bring you a lot of money, like maybe a new job. But it's saying be prudent with your money. Hold on to it tightly. Be like this guy. This is gonna be the smartest king with money. King of Pentacles. He knows all about money. He's the most knowledgeable and most practical, and knows how to make, and is going to be the most successful in the long term. Now, is he going to get there the fastest? No. He's going to get there very slowly and meticulously. That'd be like that Capricorn I told you, or even like a Taurus. That's a very Taurus card right there. But he's going to get there very slowly. But everything's going to be done right, and there's going to be backups on the backups. So like it's never going to fail. So I mean, you want that type of energy. That's why I'm grateful to have a Taurus as a wife, because she is very meticulous. And like she gets into the details of everything. So we never go unprepared into any situation where we have to make a major decision. And I give her all the credit for that. Me, I'm more of like the in-your-face like businessman. And like I know how to like sell and negotiate and like interact with people. And she makes sure I'm armed with all the facts. So it makes it a very dangerous combination. We're not someone you ever want to negotiate with, put it that way. Pretty freaking balls to the wall. But some people have that mixture in themselves already, and if you don't, it's always like you want to find that opposite of you, right? You want to find that balance, and Gemini's all about that. Like, and Gemini could have probably just both in themselves, and once you balance it, like I said, it becomes a gateway. And if you study the occult, I would study a guy named Samuel Aon Weir, and I'll type his name if I can remember to edit it into this, and understand he was mainly focused on sexual energy as the way to raise the Kundalini, and I believe him, and I would follow that path if you want to dive into it. But it's very difficult because you have to abstain from sex for long periods of time and do practice. But Gemini, what I want to say is once you figure out that gateway, and everybody has to figure out that aspect of themselves, but for Gemini, it's like your life mission. It's all about astral travel when it comes to Gemini, like being on the other side, like in your dreams. Like literally traveling in the unconscious. And I know the unconscious exists. I taste it and smell it and see it all the time. We all do when we see synchronicities, when we have vivid dreams, any of that. That's all the unconscious. So we have interaction with it. Solomon? He's running from Tasty. They're going crazy during your reading, Gemini. But there's something with this reading. I'll tell you right now. This is like a spicy reading. It's some kind of weird synchronicities going on right now. And that's the unconscious talking in the conscious world. And that's why we notice it. But it's really our unconscious trying to speak to us to help us understand things. And I believe that the unconscious is what programs reality. It precedes. Like, we came from the darkness and brought light. In consciousness, why do we call it the light of consciousness? Because we're awake. It's the light of consciousness. But when we're unconscious, that's the darkness. And that's where everything originated. So that's why when you get unconscious or get into like meditative states, you're connecting into that unconscious. And that's how people have like psychic revelations and feel like they're connecting to God and all these types of things, because you're connected to the all. You're connected to everything flowing together with no boundaries. Because think about it, in the material world, there are boundaries. There's a boundary right there, a wall, right? Or, well, that's a fireplace, but a wall behind me. Those are boundaries. In the unconscious world, the opposite would be no boundaries. So think about it like that. So it's expansive, so everything's connected. There's nothing separating anything. And that's why you're connected to everything. That's where the all is, or like the all-knowing type thing. But I'm not going to get too deep into that. But if you want to study Samuel A. Unweir, it's weird spelling. I'll have to put it in here. His name's actually spelled like Samael, which Samael, if you study that as an angel, is technically the devil. But again, it depends on if you're superstitious or not. I'm not really superstitious. I look at the science behind it, the way it's all connected, and try to really break it down and understand that, like, the superstitious aspect is pointing to something true, but it's based on fear, if that makes sense, and kind of delusion. But anyway, back to your cards. Works. So this could be definitely a job, okay? You may be feeling chained to a job. Seven of Rods, which is valor. That's being, like, valorous. That's really being ready for war, but it's also being valorous, like doing it the right way. And Princess of Swords. So this would be like wisdom. Okay, so like this with this card, it's saying it's wise to walk away. So if you are walking away from a job, it's saying that is wisdom. You're in battle with this, whether it's an aspect of yourself or it's a person. Could definitely be a boss, and it's saying that it's probably at work, even though it's on this card, which isn't really a work card, but it's saying that that's where the thoughts are coming from, right? Or that's where the intuitions are coming from, is from that situation. And it could definitely be at work. It could be people talking behind your back. It could just be friends. Could be a spouse, I guess. But again, because you could work with your spouse, male or female, wife or husband. So maybe. Okay. Yeah, but I don't really see anything that suggests like directly your spouse, like husband or wife. Ooh, those wanted to come. What are these? 2 major arcana, by the way. So we go like that, and we'll see what's on top. Yeah, this is a fiery individual you're probably dealing with. Like the Emperor is an Aries card, right? And you got a Queen of Wands right here. That's not focusing on her. But she's on the Magician. So your manifestation has to do with you becoming this type of person, or are you getting away from this type of person? But it says that something's coming to completion, because you got the universe here, which is the world in this deck. This is the Crowley deck, Thoth deck. It's the end of something. Like whatever this is you can't see, maybe it's coming to light. You got the High Priestess again too, on the give and take. Could be the give and take in like your spiritual material life. Because you could easily say that the Emperor is the material life, even though he's not really a pinnacle or associated necessarily with the pinnacles. But you could definitely say he's like a material, because that individual is going to be like powerful in the world. And this would definitely could be spiritual nature. So it could be a balancing between your spiritual nature and your material nature. Right? Trying to find that balance. That's kind of what it feels like. And it's saying that, maybe you're not seeing the results that you thought, because you can't see it, but this is you wanting it to work, wanting the world, wanting success, or wanting to maybe even do accomplish what your dreams are, and not have to be stuck in this job that you feel like is draining your life, or relationship, or anything like that. It could definitely be something like that. And this is saying that you're gonna have to like walk away or complete it. If you feel this way, if you feel like confused and in the dark, the world's saying, like, this was saying it's wisdom to walk away. So walk away. And if it's from a fiery individual like this, That's what you're manifesting is going to, or you're trying to cultivate that within yourself, like a more confidence, more leadership. And with where this new moon is, it may be sexually driven. But again, and even Samuel Aon Weir, he's an occultist, and like I said, I'll put his name up. He was everything for enlightenment with him was about sexuality and raising the kundalini. It has to do with like not ejaculating for long periods of time, and that's how you build that energy up. And it starts everybody knows it starts at the base chakra. Well, I say everybody knows, but some people definitely know. That's the genitals, the red chakra, the base chakra, and that's where the energy starts. And there's no argument in that. And then you bring it up to the head, all the way out through all the chakras to the crown chakra. And and he believed that each sign had a specific mission. And like I said, with Gemini specifically, it was astral travel. So it's going to be your connection to like the other side, and then bringing both sides together, which is the two pillars, and like balancing it out. And then that's the gateway. But if you get a chance, like buy his books. I mean, I'm not sponsored by him or anything. He's long past, but read about it. It's very interesting. And I follow it a lot because I do believe that with enough studies, like even in the Hindu traditions, if you really trace it back, it has to do with sexuality, the kundalini. Like tantric, even though tantric doesn't necessarily mean sex, but it's closely associated with that type of thing. It has to do with like holding back that desirous energy that's in you and using it in a different way. Anyway, I'm ranting. I do that sometimes. Ooh, right there. Got the Emperor again on the bottom, just to show you. I don't think it's as much you trying to become that, but it could be. Like trying to find that kind of confidence. I feel like it's somebody you're dealing with that's like that. So these are three you got. You got Justice there. Could be some kind of court case or some kind of settlement in some way that you're getting the money, because that was on the Ace of Pentacles. That could be the opportunity. So if you do get like some kind of settlement or large sum of money, either way, it's like justified that you get it. And it's called adjustment in this deck. So you could say that like a small change brought a big opportunity in money. But with those two cards, it kind of feels like some kind of settlement or court case that gave you the money, but it doesn't have to be. Large lump sum of money is a large lump sum of money. And then you had that cruelty, which is the Nine of Swords, on the Ten of Cups, which is interesting. So it's like your thoughts about this, I think, maybe depressing you a little bit. It's saying work through your fears, right? That's the overall energy. It could be your thought. You have a lot of thoughts and fears about not being able to accomplish whatever your like ultimate goal is, whatever like your happy home is, your family, all that. So you could be worried about it, and you may be worried about a court case or like some kind of opportunity that you're supposed to get some money. But on the Chariot, you got pleasure. So it's kind of contradictory. But to be fair, if you look at this card, it's contradictory too, right? Look at the two Sphinxes. One's white, one's black. They balance each other. And this kind of energy, this kind of balances each other. And you are Gemini. You are the pillars. It's saying work through fear. I think it's saying move forward in what you like and what gives you pleasure. And that's going to help you like not worry about not having everything right now. Because it takes time and it takes effort, right? And there should be something coming in your favor, something that's justice. It's justified that you receive this. So maybe justified in getting some money. Good time for holiday season, but the advice is clear. Hold on to it. Give and take. Be smart about your give and take. Like, I'm not saying don't give. Give if you definitely can, but like don't overgive. Don't let people take advantage of you, because if you do get a lot of money, people are gonna come out of the woodwork that like you don't even remember. It's like somebody's like, oh man, we met that one time. Your friend in school. I was the cousin of your friend in school, and you stayed the night at his house, and I was over there too that one time. I got a business idea for you. Yeah, don't invest in that. And like the people closest to you are definitely gonna, and help the ones that you love and that have been there for you throughout your life. I would say that for sure. I'd say even help, if you can in certain situations, especially if it's like small, but like don't make any like major investments. It's just saying hold on to what you got. Especially if you're leaving a job, you probably should hold on what you got. Like you're transitioning, even in a relationship, because like if you're separating from someone, it can cost a lot of money. Like if you're getting a divorce, going through lawyers and stuff, ugh, can't even imagine. I hope that if you are going to do that, my sympathies for you, for real. Because I wouldn't want to go through that. But it looks like even if you are, you're going to be okay. Because you got the Ace of Pentacles again. Yeah. And see, it's saying save that money. You're about to get some kind of like big money for some reason, or a big opportunity that's going to bring you a lot of money. Because, I mean, abundance, ace of discs, science, which would be, this is 2 6s on each other, by the way. But this, in this deck, science is not traveling or going from, stormy waters to calm waters. It's more of like breaking things down and knowing everything about it and like putting it back together. It's like true knowledge of something, not wisdom, but knowledge, active knowledge, like knowing the science of something, or like all the ins and outs of whatever it is, becoming like an expert. Maybe you're becoming an expert in money, practical matters, and like how to like really invest and like save and stuff like that. Maybe you're in business, but yeah, it's definitely saying there's some kind of big money coming in, and like people are gonna come out with their hands out. At the same time, I mean, I'm glad for you. I'm grateful that you're gonna get a bunch of money, and it could be from a lawsuit that you're gonna get this money. Because with the Justice card there, it's like you got the Justice card on the big money up here, then you got the big money on the practical king down here, the king who knows how to handle his money. That's what the advice is saying. It's like when you get this, become this guy. Maybe focus on the give and take. Like if you're thinking about investing, that might be what it's talking about. Like if you're trying to like invest in the stock market, and it's a very volatile time right now, very volatile. So it's very dangerous. I'm not saying you shouldn't invest, or like if you're like doing day trading and you're like doing shorts on stuff, because like if you're an expert, you're an expert. But it's saying be careful holding to your money, because you're going to get some kind of lump sum of money, and you may be thinking about investing it. So be very careful of your investments if you're deciding to do that. And be careful people coming out with their hand out. That's an easy way to lose all your money. All right, on the outcome. Okay, now I'm thinking that the High Priestess is a water sign. Because this card was on the Devil. Princess of Cups. Young water sign, maybe? Or young watery individual? Maybe this fiery emperor that maybe you're trying to separate from for whatever reason, and maybe the person you're suing, who knows? Maybe they're a water sign actually, because High Priest is watery card, and Princess of Cups is on the Devil. If there is an argument going on, like if it's a court case, you're coming through strong. That's the Knight of Swords. That could definitely be Gemini. And that's also like wisdom and like knowing what you're talking about with science there. If you're in some kind of competition where it's like what you know versus what they know, you're going to win. For sure. This is moving forward and knowing what you're talking about. And this is fast moving energy too. So yeah, whatever's coming in is coming in quick. And it's on the Wheel of Fortune. So the wheels of fate are turning, Gemini. But it's saying don't be afraid, because you're going to have the upper hand. It may not seem like you're going to have the upper hand, and there may be some trepidation and worry. But it looks like you're going to be good. Looks like you've got it all figured out. That's the whole thing, is you've got all the knowledge and wisdom of it broken down. And your argument is going to be hard to beat, because it's going to be coming in fast and sharp. Especially if there's some kind of argument or squabbling with whoever this devil individual or emperor individual is. And like I said, it could be somebody at work. But anyway, Gemini, please consider liking, subscribing, and commenting. It'll help the channel, I think. I haven't been doing so good in subs lately after I missed like a couple weeks because I got sick with COVID. But I'm back now. I'm going to try to keep posting regularly, so it'll help the algorithm. But if you don't want to like and subscribe and comment, that's fine. I'm just grateful you're here for the view. Either way, happy holidays, Gemini, and work through your fears. I think you got this. Bye-bye.